We can read several examples in the scriptures of people who hid from God, who ran from God, or maybe even ran from his calling on their life. Good morning. This is Pastor Ernie Lewis of the Blue Point Church in Sisney, Illinois, with your thoughts from God's Word for Tuesday. There are clear examples in the lives of biblical characters where God was working in their life to prepare them for a mission or for a work where he needed them. It would seem that Moses was one of those people whose remarkable story began at a very early age, where God worked to preserve and to prepare him for his service. You see, when Moses was a baby, the Pharaoh of Egypt had called for all male Israelite babies to be killed or not even allowed to be born. Since the Hebrews had grown into such a great number there in Egypt, he feared them. But Moses was spared as his mother placed him into a basket, floating him down the river. The daughter of the Pharaoh found him there and decided that she would raise him as her own child. He lived in the palace in Egypt for many years until one day as a young man, he attacked a guard who was mistreating one of his people, the Israelites. He actually killed the guard, and because of killing an Egyptian, he decided he needed to run, and he ran to hide on the backside of the desert. God had to search for him in the wilderness, where he cared for his father-in-law's sheep. And when God approached Moses, he spoke to him from a burning bush to get his attention. He called for Moses to return to Egypt, to lead the Hebrews from captivity to the land that God had promised to Abraham and Isaac and Jacob many years before this. Now, Moses, first of all, refused to go since he was afraid the people of Israel would not listen to him or would not follow him. Later, he gave the excuse that he was not an eloquent speaker to go and speak before Pharaoh. It seems foolish to me to tell God that he has made a mistake with his choice of a spokesman. But Moses said in Exodus chapter 4 and verse 10, "O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither before nor now you have spoken to your servant, but I am slow of speech and slow of tongue." One thing we need to learn from the Bible is that God enables those whom he calls into his service. We see this futile argument from Moses, who continues to tell God, "I am not really your man." The sovereign God of the universe looks down through history, plans the rescue of his chosen people by sparing this Hebrew child from death as an infant. And now Moses says, no, not me. We would do well to look back through our life, our family history, to see what has God done to prepare me. Perhaps he's made remarkable interventions to prepare us for a ministry or a work that he has for us. Sometimes he gives us some detours or some side trails to work out a miracle within our life. And finally, God will call us into his service after he has prepared us and has put the work together. You know, the two things we need to do is to see where God has brought us from and what he wants us to do with that. You know, he can work in our history. He can work in the areas of ministry around us. He can even work through others that will ultimately link us to do his work. And all these things God will do for his purpose and for his glory. Can you imagine God telling Moses, listen, this is not about you, okay? It's actually about me. It's all about me. And when God works in us and wants to use us, we need to say, like Isaiah said, "Here am I, send me."